So, did we all have a good international break? No, good. Neither did I. The football was naff, I missed the Premier League and I've hurt my back. So you're gonna have to bear with me on this video because I am in a lot of pain. So if I'm not my usual overexcited bubbly self, you know why, because any movement is like being stabbed in the bottom of my back. So just do bear with me on this one. So the match today, I'm not surprised, starting with the lineup. Moyes isn't going to change what's not broke, so that didn't surprise me. Antonio was, we were spoken about, he was going to be on the bench, but he wasn't on the bench today, and to be honest I'm not mad about it because I'd rather he was rested instead of being forced back and then we lose him for longer. Yarmolenko, I do think has COVID and that's why he didn't appear, but listen, don't get me started on how players shouldn't have done international duty when there's a global pandemic happening, like regardless of your opinions on it, and I don't want to sit here and get into it, but it's not a good idea travelling players in other countries, borders, etc. It's not going to end well, and it hasn't ended well for us on that front. Not great. Sheffield started fast and strong, which isn't surprising. Going into this, in the watch along with Charlie and Tom, I predicted 1-1 because I thought they'd have a goal in them and it wouldn't be a walk in the park. I thought it would be fairly similar to 2 weeks ago when we played Fulham. I just thought it just wouldn't be a walk in the park for us, and it wasn't. It was a slow first half for us. They definitely dominated overall. I don't think our passing was amazing. I don't think our pace was amazing. Our crosses weren't amazing either. I think we, all in all in the first half, I think we had a good 10 minutes of possession and that was about it, to be honest. There was a chance. There was a couple of chances that were missed. Souček missed a chance. Bowen missed a chance, and frustratingly with the Bowen miss was he should have passed to Haller. Now I'm going to get on to Haller. I feel like I do every video with that, so I do apologise, but I do have stuff to say about Haller once again. I think Bowen should have passed to Haller. Haller was in the correct position, and I think that probably would have resulted in a goal rather than Bowen just taking his own shot. Now, he's well within his rights to take his own shot, 100%. However, I'm not surprised because when I first started doing videos on the forum channel, I kind of mentioned this about Bowen before. He's been a little bit, last season he was a little bit greedy on the ball. And I think that's just a little bit frustrating. You know, we've the last few matches we've played so cohesively as a team that was just frustrating that he held that back for himself, and it just resulted in us having another missed opportunity. To be honest, missed opportunities aren't something that we can particularly afford, I don't think. They will come back and bite us eventually, especially in games like this where it was still 0-0. So missed chances are just the most frustrating thing. The thing is, with not passing to Haller when Haller was there, I've spoken about Haller's service as well and him not getting it. I just feel like that was an example of Haller being there but not receiving the ball. I know people will disagree with me, and that's fine. I won't say come at me at the moment because I'll say that after I go on a little bit of a pro Haller rant in a second. Fabianski had some fantastic saves in the first half. He had some fantastic saves in the second half. There's been talk about whether we should start looking for another goalkeeper. For me, not now. I still think Fabianski's got enough life in him left, and I still think he's a fantastic keeper. But today, I mean, he really good. He made some fantastic saves. For me, in the second half, I would have liked to have seen Fornals off. Fornals wasn't particularly bad. A few dodgy passes. I would have liked to have seen him off for Benrahma. I would have liked to have seen Benrahma. Obviously, now I know that we didn't see Benrahma at any point during this game, but he was on the bench. I was happy to keep Bowen on. We needed him for pace and we needed him for Haller as well. I don't think taking Bowen off would have been particularly good. Bowen did come off for a couple of minutes at the end of the game for Noble, my mark. I'm still quite confused about that, but he came off it to waste time. But why is this sounds a bit wacky? So coming into the second half, we were better. We were better in the second half, and here's my pro Haller chat with you all. So I'll preface it now by saying, come at me afterwards. What what a strike Haller had. You can't, you know, for all of, you know, even if you don't like him, you can't deny that was a good strike. It was a good goal. And the thing is, it's not his first goal, not even his first good goal. Like, the man scores, and the man has scored for us, and I think the man will continue to score for us. I think personally he's used as a bit of a scapegoat for us. When things don't go right, it's like, well, we'll blame Haller. Am I sitting here and saying he's perfect? Absolutely not. And I don't want anyone to think that I am, because I've said this before many times, that he isn't played in the correct system at West Ham. And the problem is that system is going to reveal his weaknesses, as it would with any other players that aren't being played to their strengths. I mean, Cresswell, changed player, fantastic player. As left back, I slated him every match because he just didn't have the speed. He just wasn't good in that position. But you move him and you play to his strengths, and look at him, he is such an integral part of our team now. So, you know, when you don't play to a player's strengths, yeah, they're not going to be great, are they? Because it's not the system for Haller, and obviously Moyes won't change it. But, you know, I don't think he was outstanding in this game, but he got a goal, and it was a good goal. The thing is, for the Haller haters, don't worry, because it's likely Antonio will be back and Haller will be on the bench anyway. So, you know, pro ran over. I do apologise. It was a good goal. Haller then went on to miss one. Now, in the watch along and on Twitter, obviously a lot of people went, oh, how could he, you know, that's, you know, that he missed a sitter. So did Souček. So my opinion is that if you're going to rant at Haller for missing that, you're going to have to give the same to Souček, because in the first half he did miss the goal right in front of him. Now, I know what people are going to say, Souček's not a striker, no, but he was right in front of the goal. So, you know, you can't be that biased, in my opinion. I think that's what I mean by he's often used as a scapegoat. You need to be fair. You need to be fair, and I think sometimes all of the criticism towards Haller isn't always fair. We had more chance in the second half. Overall, the second half was just better. It was a better half, like by a long shot. My only criticism of today is, and again, I think I had this with Fulham as well, we aren't clinical enough with our finishing. And when we're playing teams like Sheffield, when we play teams like Fulham, and you know, when we play Villa next week, it's those missed opportunities will come back and bite us. They absolutely will. We can't afford them. We just cannot afford them. Lanzini came on. As I said, I would have liked to have seen Benrahma, because I know Moyes said that he wants to prepare him more, he wants to make him ready. Surely the best way to ready a player for playing in the first team is to play them. But, you know, I'll trust Moyes. I will hold my hands up and go, in Moyes I trust for the time being. But, you know, I would like to see Benrahma. I'd love to see Benrahma against Villa. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't actually know. But I would like to 100% like to see Benrahma play some more, rather than the sort of half an hour, 40 minutes he's had previously. Noble came on. I looked away, and then all of a sudden he was taking a corner, so that was a nice surprise. Did some of the players look tired? Yes, but I think Rice, Soufal, obviously international duty, it's knackering, and I understand that. And to be fair, one of the reasons I thought we'd struggle against Sheffield, on top of it being Sheffield, and the possibility of us making them look like a very good Brazil, is that international duty knackers players, and we don't often play great when we have our players come back off of internationals. So I am happy, as I said, I'm in pain, so apologies if I'm not all as usual hyper as I am, that it's 1-0, because those 3 points sit us currently 8th in the table. I can't argue with that. Players I want to give a shout out to is Fabianski and Masuaku. Masuaku had some fantastic crosses, one in particular brilliant, and I know I've been praising Masuaku more and more frequently. Fabianski, because my Polish prince, legend. I just think he's a fantastic goalkeeper, and he absolutely saved us, because in the second half Sheffield had a couple of very good shots that could have quite easily kind of ended the game for us. Overall, my only frustration could be a bit more clinical with our finishing, because those missed chances could come back and bite us on the behind. But I hope for Villa that being, as I said, 8th in the table will make us confident, and that we can carry on with our flow of good results, and Villa doesn't come and ruin us. Be an interesting one to see. So bring on Villa, and bring on having the football back, because I missed it.